Forget the Pentagons, nothing burgers. These UAP clips are insane. Emerald Peaks of Kauai, Hawaii. A group of tourists captured a sight that redefined the tropical skyline. A dark orange metallic craft appeared suddenly, cutting through the mountain mist at the exact eye level of the hikers. Unlike a standard aircraft, the vessel moved with a smooth, eerie fluidity, gliding parallel to the jagged cliffs. As if navigating an invisible track in the air, the witnesses recorded the craft as it maintained a steady, purposeful pace, its copper-toned hull gleaming against the lush green backdrop. There was no engine noise or turbulence, just a silent, heavy object traversing the difficult terrain with impossible ease. The craft continued its low-altitude flight, matching the elevation of the ridge perfectly, before disappearing into the deep, inaccessible canyons for those on the trail. It was a chilling encounter, with a visitor that seemed entirely at home in the clouds.
Okay, that thing, whatever the hell it is, came down really low. It was right over my head.
Under the wide-open sky of Sedona, a witness stopped to record a bizarre aerial phenomenon. A large, brilliant white orb hung motionless in the daylight, appearing as a solid glowing point against the deep blue. Without warning, the object began to fracture, systematically dividing itself into 6 smaller, identical orbs. The spheres held a perfect formation. The display ended as abruptly as it began. One by one, the smaller orbs vanished into thin air, leaving no trail or sound behind. Finally, the original large orb, which had remained fixed in place throughout the event, disappeared last. The afternoon sky over Albuquerque, New Mexico held a sight that defied the ordinary. While standing near his home, a witness captured clear footage of a classic saucer-shaped craft that defied every conventional explanation for high-altitude objects. Hovering at a remarkably low altitude, it was rotating on its axis with a slow, rhythmic grind, appearing almost as if it were struggling to maintain its position in the air. The man filming was remarkably calm, stating that this was far from his first encounter with the object. To him, the craft appeared to be malfunctioning, its erratic spinning, suggesting a technical failure in its propulsion system. The video shows the sun reflecting off the dull, lead-colored hull as it wobbled silently against the horizon. For a seasoned observer of the desert skies, this wasn't just a sighting, it was a glimpse into the mechanical vulnerability of a visitor. While gliding over the quiet landscape of Garden Ridge, Texas, a paramotor pilot captured a chilling anomaly on his flight camera. Drifting through the open air at a steady, leisurely pace, a dark, vertical craft resembling the infamous metapod design crossed his flight path. The object appeared solid and matte, possessing a strange, organic geometry that defied conventional aerospace engineering. The pilot filmed the encounter as the craft moved with eerie stability, unaffected by the wind currents at that altitude. There were no wings, no rotors, and no audible engine, yet it navigated the Texas sky with absolute precision. The witness maintained a safe distance, tracking the silent silhouette as it glided past him, seemingly indifferent to his presence. This high-altitude footage offers a rare, close-up look at a craft that looks less like a machine, and more like a mysterious sentinel watching the world below. The serene coastline of Laguna Beach, California, was interrupted by a sighting that defied the typical horizon. While filming the rolling waves, a woman's camera caught a saucer-shaped craft, gliding at a remarkably low altitude along the shoreline. The object moved with a smooth, stabilized motion that lacked the erratic tilt of a commercial drone, or the loud propulsion of a traditional aircraft. The metallic disc shimmered against the ocean spray, maintaining a constant speed as it traversed the beach. Local netizens who analyzed the footage pointed out the lack of visible wings or rotors, fueling the consensus that this was a legitimate unidentified craft. The witness remained focused on the silent traveler, until it accelerated slightly and vanished into the coastal haze. In a place known for its beauty, The appearance of this mechanical anomaly has left locals questioning what exactly is patrolling their waters. Deep in the frozen expanses of Antarctica, a crew member aboard a helicopter captured a rare and puzzling sight over the Southern Ocean, moving just above the frigid waves. A brilliant white, saucer-shaped craft was seen gliding at a remarkably low altitude. Unlike typical sightings where objects leave no trace, this craft left a distinct visible trail on the water's surface. As it drifted along the coastline, the object maintained a steady low-level flight, appearing solid and deliberate in its path. The trail behind it suggested a physical interaction with the environment, leading to intense speculation among those who have viewed the footage. Some suggest the craft was utilizing a unique form of propulsion that reacted with the salt water, while others believe it was scanning the depths of the icy sea. Whatever the cause, the sight of a metallic vessel navigating the most remote region on Earth remains a significant mystery. What do you think this trail indicates? While driving through the open plains of Texas, USA, a motorist captured incredible daylight footage of a mysterious aerial formation high in the clear sky. Multiple glowing orbs appeared perfectly aligned to form a massive, translucent triangle unlike traditional aircraft. These spheres pulsed with a vibrant, rhythmic energy, remains completely stationary despite high-altitude winds. The witness recorded the silent spectacle as the geometric craft shimmered before blinking out of existence. This rare daytime sighting has left experts questioning if we are witnessing advanced military cloaking or a visitor from another world. On New Year's Day in 2020, Captain Cesar Murillo Perez was piloting a commercial flight over Miami, Florida, USA, when he captured a staggering aerial encounter while cruising at an altitude of over 30,000 feet. A metallic spherical object suddenly appeared in the clear daylight, hurtling past the cockpit at an impossible velocity. The high-resolution footage reveals a perfectly smooth craft, with no visible wings, tail fins, or thermal exhaust, defying every known law of conventional aerodynamics as it blurred past the aircraft. The object maintained a steady, unwavering trajectory, despite the extreme atmospheric pressure at that height. This professional pilot's testimony has become a cornerstone of modern research, providing a rare up-close look at a sophisticated technology that appears to operate far beyond the reach of human engineering. While hiking through the clear air of the Grand Teton Mountains in Wyoming, a traveler's excursion was interrupted by a strange visual anomaly. As he took in the scenery, a perfectly round glassy object drifted silently through the canyon, passing remarkably close to his position. At first glance, it appeared to be a simple stray balloon caught in the mountain breeze, but the physics of its movement suggested something far more substantial. The object possessed a solid, reflective surface that caught the sunlight like polished crystal. Unlike a balloon, it maintained a steady, purposeful trajectory unaffected by the high-altitude gust. Swirling around the peaks, the witness recorded the sphere as it glided effortlessly past the rocky cliffs, appearing as a translucent solid orb. Navigating the terrain with precision, it moved with a quiet, eerie grace before eventually disappearing behind a distant ridge, leaving the hiker in total disbelief.
Che storia, guarda, guarda, ma che è? Ah, si è diviso, guarda che sta. Oh, uno è volato via.
Late in the afternoon on the rugged slopes of Mount Rainier, Washington, a hiker reached the summit, only to witness a phenomenon that defied explanation. In the valley below, a massive glowing orb sat stationed on the side of a neighboring peak. The light it emitted was intense, illuminating the surrounding rock as several smaller, shimmering spheres circled the central craft in a rhythmic, orbital pattern. The silence was broken when the primary orb suddenly accelerated, shooting toward the upper atmosphere with incredible speed. While the larger craft vanished, the smaller spheres remained behind. Drifting through the canyon, one of these orbs glided remarkably close to the hiker's position, passing just along the ridge before disappearing into the mist. The footage captures the strange coordination of these objects, leaving witnesses to wonder if they had stumbled upon a silent, high-altitude refueling or a pre-flight gathering.
Ce n'è uno piccolo che gli gira attorno.
On a blustery evening in High Point, New Jersey, USA, a hiker ascending a local mountain trail captured a truly chilling sight. Hovering silently against the sky was a classic, metallic saucer-shaped craft. A vibrant pulsing green light emanated from its base, sweeping across the town below, as if performing a systematic geographical scan. While the witness initially suspected a commercial drone, the object's massive size and lack of rotor noise made that theory impossible. The craft remained perfectly stable despite the heavy winds, eventually ascending vertically at a blinding speed. Was this an advanced surveillance drone from a foreign power? Or is an extraterrestrial intelligence mapping our suburban landscapes? Share your thoughts in the comments.
Oh my God! No puedo creer. You guys, this is a freaking UFO. Oh, I got a good picture right here.
The desert highway near Winterhaven, California became the stage for a baffling pursuit. On the night of April 3rd, 2026, as a woman drove through the darkness, she captured footage of 4 glowing orange orbs moving in a tight, synchronized formation. Most striking was their speed. The fleet maintained a perfect pace with her vehicle, shadowing her movements as if locked onto her trajectory. The orbs emitted a steady fiery radiance, cutting through the night with an intensity that local netizens quickly labeled as non-terrestrial, while the witness and online investigators are convinced this was a coordinated UFO fleet. The sighting has met a wall of silence from the authorities. No government officials have issued a statement or provided a conventional explanation for the high-speed lights. The footage remains a chilling piece of evidence showing a silent, glowing escort that vanished into the California night as quickly as it appeared.
Explain to me how that can happen. It's leaving. You guys, this is crazy to me.
At 5 p.m. in the quiet highlands of Asheville, North Carolina, a routine afternoon walk took an unexpected turn. While moving through the foothills, a local resident spotted a massive, building-shaped object hovering silently in the distance. The craft remained perfectly still, a dark, geometric silhouette positioned against the mountain skyline. The witness managed to record the scene, clearly stunned by the sheer scale of the structure, appearing over the ridge, while some viewers suggest it could be an atmospheric illusion or a unique cloud formation. Many others believe the footage shows a craft systematically scanning the rural terrain. The object stayed fixed in place for several minutes before the recording ended, leaving behind a confusing piece of evidence, whether a technical anomaly or something more. The sighting has sparked a serious debate among local researchers.
¿Estás viendo? ¿Qué es eso? No sé, marica. ¿Qué, como un platillo volador? No, espérate.
The quiet of a remote campsite in the Cascade Mountains, Washington was broken by a sight that didn't belong in the wilderness. On a heavy, overcast day, a camper looked up to find a classic saucer-shaped craft. Suspended perfectly still beneath the clouds, the object was a brilliant polished silver, its metallic hull gleaming even without direct sunlight. The craft showed no signs of movement, hanging in the mountain air with an eerie, unnatural stability. There was no sound of an engine, and no disturbance to the mist clinging to the peaks, leading many who viewed the footage to conclude it was a genuine UFO. For several minutes, the silver disc remained an unmoving fixture against the grey sky, a silent observer over the rugged terrain. By the time the clouds shifted, the object was gone, leaving behind only the trembling footage of a high-altitude mystery. While filming the afternoon sky over Boise, Idaho, a teenager captured what many are calling some of the clearest UAP footage in years. High above the residential neighborhood, a bright metallic object was spotted drifting through the clear air. As the witness used his camera zoom, the shimmering light resolved into a distinct, oval-shaped craft with a polished, reflective surface that brilliantly caught the desert sun. The object lacked any identifiable features of human aviation. No windows, No wings and no exhaust ports were visible. It moved with a smooth, fluid grace, occasionally tilting to reveal its sharp, disc-like profile before correcting back to an oval silhouette. Despite its metallic mass, the craft produced zero sound, gliding silently against the blue backdrop. The high-definition detail of the sunlight reflecting off the hull has made this a standout case, providing a rare look at the physical texture of a craft that seems entirely unearthly. If you enjoyed today's episode on UAP sightings that are more credible than the Pentagon's nothing burgers, then please hit the subscribe and like buttons. See you next time, paranormal peeps.